All right. So I got the Kaabo scooter. I've been driving this thing for only 2 months. I take that back. I just made my 3rd payment on this thing. That's right, I'm making payments on the Kaabo. I'm making payments on the scooter instead of just paying for it in full. And how long did it take for me to get here, to get to this point, to where my front tire would blow out and look like this? Anyone and everyone who rides, I want you guys comment how many miles do you think I put on this scooter to get the tire looking like this. So if you guys think it's a low number, comment that number. If you think it's a high number, make sure you guys comment that number. I'm curious as to what you guys think. We're gonna be swapping out tires and we're gonna be making our scooter ride again. I haven't been able to ride for the past 3 to 4 days, so I'm like jonesing for it right now. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. Let's get these new tires on, all right? Let's get it. Something that you can do to lift up the scooter to get it up is to hold the brake, which is on the left-hand side here, and you're gonna want to almost like do a wheelie with it. Bring it up as high as you can. Now let's go ahead and put this chair underneath it like so, and you can lift up the back tire, kind of scooch it to the position that you need it. And that looks like it's pretty good. So let's get the camera a little bit closer. Let's get the new tires put on, bro. All right, so what type of tire am I gonna be using to install on my scooter? I'm gonna be using this. It's a 2-Vot TUOVT. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it's right there. It's like a 2-Vot. It's the same exact tire size of what I already have on there, but instead of going with the street tires, I do ride predominantly on the street. I wanted to try some off-road tires or all-terrain tires. So these things are real chunky compared to the street tires that are on there now. So I can imagine the road noise is gonna be completely different riding this. Do I care? Not at all. I'm gonna burn up these tires, I'm gonna enjoy them, and then we'll move on to some new tires. How much did I pay for it? I'll put a link in the description so that way you guys can see exactly how much I paid for it, and wait till the end and I'll make sure I fill you guys in with everything that you need to know. All right, let's go. So I do have tools at my house. I do have tools here. I got tools pretty much everywhere. And I could make this a lot easier on myself by using an impact gun, which I recommend to a lot of you guys. Just make it easier on yourself. But in my case, I'm just gonna use this ratchet. It looks like it's relatively easy to change this out. So I definitely want to share this with you guys, just in case one of you guys are gonna be changing out your tires. Wow, there's a lot of sand in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right. Kind of see it coming off right there. There it is. Pretty simple. Put that down right there. Pretty simple. All right, so now taking off the tires. It actually looks like it's starting to move down a little bit. But what I saw another guy do is he put these screws back on, and this was brilliant. When I saw this, I was like, man, this guy is from the future.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious.
Leave the wash rings off, the lock washers off. Put the bolts back on, or the nuts back on to the bolt here, or to the axle of the wheel. And then what you want to do is get it down a good ways. You don't have to tighten it all the way back up. Put your ratchet and your socket on there and grab a hammer. All right, once you got your hammer or mallet, just give it a couple love taps on each side. Now, I'm gonna be careful to not go too far, because now I wanna put something underneath it to catch the tire so I don't put a lot of pressure on any of the electronics that are running to the motor. Of course, we got a full-blown business to run. If you haven't, I want to make sure that in all my videos I do address that I do own a dealership. So if you guys can, please go visit the website www.rollingmotors321.com, and we are going to get back into our finisher. So as you can see, the tire is flat, but we're going to make sure there's no air in this bad boy. Alright, so here comes some industrial strength silicone spray, and this is what I'm going to use. You guys use whatever you want to use. And just do a light coat real quick right around the edges. Not too much, you're not trying to soak the tire or anything. You just want it to get inside this little groove. And then I'm going to grab some tools and we're going to pop off one side of the tire. And of course we're going to have to start off with this side, a kit in there that comes with it. So what I'm noticing already is that these are very easy to strip, it looks like. So take your time when you guys are putting them in, and just crack them loose. Alright, so I got one pry bar here, got a small screwdriver here, just so that way it'd be a little bit easier to pry, something longer and skinnier. Then I got one last pry bar here. So we're going to use all three of these to get in here, and it feels like this tire is like metal, or the wheel is metal. Let's see if we can get this thing up and over. And that's exactly why you want to take the rotor off, because it's going to be so much easier to work on. I'm going to go back into trying to take this rotor off. Alright, so I got the Allen keys loose. It took me a little bit of time. And yes, I did have to fight a little bit, but it is finally off. So I'm going to get the rest of these off, and then I will demonstrate how to get the tire off. Just remember this metal washer on the inside and this other lock washer is going to be facing out, and the one that's on the outside is going to be facing in. Just a FYI for you guys. Hope it helps. How's that, man? Got it off. 2 pry bars. First time ever taking off a tire, and we got it off, guys. Finally. Let's go ahead and get the new tire looped up. I'm going to put some zip ties on it, and I'm going to show you guys how. So I'm going to attempt to try it with just one zip tie. That way it just kind of gives me one angle to try to push it, and I'm going to try to work it, and then I'll cut the zip tie off when I'm done. Let's see what happens. Alright, so there is some slight damage to the edge of the rim, which that's kind of to be rejected with not having the correct grease. Alright, so I'm having trouble with the front tire with getting the axles pretty much lined up with the forks. I'm having a lot of trouble with that. That's a headache. So I decided to move on with the rear. We got the tire down. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with the front. Use 4 zip ties. Once we get it all down and off, this tire off, use 4 zip ties, hold it on, and then we'll use the pry bars to get the new tire on. So I'm going to get into that right now. And with a little bit of fighting, and a little bit of arguing, and a few bad words, we got the back tire off, guys. Now let's see if we can get it back on. So out with the old, definitely out with the old. Now we are into the new, baby. Check that out. Looking real dandy.